Wow. The American Legion is proud to bestow its highest honor on our next guest. The 3rd United States Army Infantry Regiment is the Army's official ceremonial unit and escort to the President. The regiment also provides security for Washington, D.C. in times of national emergency or civil disturbances. Also known as the Old Guard, the unit served in combat roles covering the Indian Wars, the War of 1812, the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, the Philippine Insurrection, World War II, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. The meticulous soldiers of the Old Guard always stand watch over the tomb of the unknown 24/7 in extreme heat, cold, rain, wind, and snow. Please turn your attention to the video monitors for a short video.
Created in 1784, traditionally known as the Old Guard, the 3rd U.S. Infantry is the oldest active duty infantry unit in the United States Army. They are the Army's official ceremonial unit and escort to the President. Maintaining 24-hour guard of the tomb of the unknown soldier, 365 days, no matter the weather conditions, the Old Guard honors their fallen comrades that paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect our freedoms. Their missions include standard and full honors funerals in Arlington National Cemetery and dignified transfers at Dover Air Force Base, remaining proficient in their soldier skills, providing security to Washington, D.C., displaying dedication, honor, and duty. These are the men who leave no room for error. Diligence, dignity, respect, patriotism. The Old Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present the American Legion Distinguished Service Medal to the 3rd United States Army Infantry Regiment. Representing the Old Guard today is the regimental commander, Colonel Jason Garkey, and Command Sergeant Major Scott Beeson, both new members of the American Legion.
Good morning. Mr. Woody Williams, National Commander Barnett, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting Sergeant Major Beeson and I to the 98th American Legion Convention to accept the American Legion Distinguished Service Medal. We accept this medal on behalf of the past and present members of the 3rd U.S. Infantry, some of you who are in the audience today. The American Legion does a tremendous job fostering the brother and sisterhood of service to our nation, while maintaining the principles of citizenship and duty. Your contributions to veterans of the nation are truly remarkable. The commitment to mentoring our nation's youth and supporting our communities with wholesome programs while advocating patriotism and citizenship is inspiring. Receiving acknowledgement from this distinguished organization is truly humbling. The American Legion serves as a focal point in many communities. I remember as a young boy going to American Legion Post 466 in Eureka, Illinois, for pancake breakfasts, seeing the post commander present citizenship awards at graduation ceremonies, and more importantly, attending Boys State before my senior year of high school. Ironically, I was the regimental commander at Boys State as well. Little did I know that was not going to be the last time I earned that title. I guess the Legion must have known something that I did not. But this truly is a tremendous privilege and honor for me to accept this award on behalf of the regiment. Earlier this summer, I rejoined the regiment as the 81st Commander. I'd previously served in the Old Guard And I fully understand what a privilege it was to return and accept responsibility to lead the Army's official ceremonial unit and escort to the President. What a privilege it was to serve with some of the finest men and women who represent that less than 1% who volunteer to serve. And ultimately, the ultimate privilege to honor our veterans through ceremonies in Arlington National Cemetery and the nation's capital. Members of the Old Guard are part of a great lineage dating back to 1784, as you heard during the video. We trace our roots back to George Washington's personal guard, which is why our Alpha Company still wears the colonial uniform and carries General Washington's personal colors today. The regiment's seen service in war, peace, and occupation, but our current mission is to honor our fallen and represent the Army to the nation and the world. On May 1st, 1946, General J. Lightning Joe Lawton Collins created our charter. It reads, "There will be established as near the center of Washington as possible a show camp to operate the year round as an example of how the Army lives, trains, and works. This camp should be a model one, of course, but need not be too large. It would be manned by picked men, both enlisted and officers, who would be rotated in and out of the camp, perhaps as an award for superior performance. This will be the Army showcase to the people of Washington and people who visit Washington." Less than 2 years later, on April 6, 1948, the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment was reactivated on the Capitol steps. The men and women of this charter are the soldiers of the Old Guard. We are America's regiment, your regiment. If I could get you to please direct your attention to the video screens, I want to show you a quick video. I have to admit it's a little tough to follow that video. Few units do have such a strong bond with former recipients of the Distinguished Service Medal. This award can be tied to the foundations of the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment and Joint Base Myer-Henderson Hall. General Charles P. Summerall, who served at Fort Myer from 1903 to 1905, received the award in 1951. Many soldiers of the regiment have spent countless hours standing on parade on Summerall Field. General John J. Pershing, also recipient, was the founder of the U.S. Army's band, Pershing Zone. Together with Pershing Zone, we conduct all of the Army ceremonies in the National Capital Region. However, most notable to the Old Guard was the 1958 presentation. In 1958, the American Legion recognized unknown servicemen from World War I, World War II, and the Korean War. The unknowns live only in the memories of their comrades and families, with no known final resting place. They didn't earn every honor imaginable, nor did they achieve the highest rank. Nonetheless, these men and women died fighting for the nation's freedom. The unknown gave their country absolutely everything, even their very identities. Since 1948, the Old Guard has been guarding the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Through hurricanes and blizzards, we will continue to do so with dedication and honor. As the Army's official escort to the President, this award also affords the Old Guard an opportunity to be recognized with such distinguished gentlemen and past recipients, like former presidents Herbert Hoover, Franklin Roosevelt, Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, George Herbert Walker Bush, and George W. Bush, all recipients of this distinguished award. Sharing a place amongst America's leaders, who we nobly serve, strengthens the significance of this honor. The Army and the Old Guard share the common goal of supporting our veterans through Once a Soldier, Always a Soldier. The Old Guard regularly supports honor flights, as you saw in the video. That program brings veterans to the nation's capital to visit the memorials which honor their service and sacrifice. The Old Guard also cooperates with the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, or TAPS, and supports Gold Star families through memorial fairs and survivor outreach services. We'll bring in children for a day-long tour of our installation to help them gain an appreciation for the regiment and what we do, but more importantly, to assist these children coping with loss, to see a new perspective of their loved one's service and sacrifice. The Old Guard conducts one of the most unique missions in the United States Army. Receiving the American Legion Distinguished Service Medal for our contributions to veterans is the highest tribute. Honoring service members and the fallen is an ongoing mission that will always be our highest priority. When a citizen attends a ceremony with the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, it could provide the only interaction they have with the Army. We strive to make that experience the best it can be. We strive to the highest standards so that their experience with America's regiment fortifies their confidence in America and the nation. The Old Guard proudly shares a commitment to our nation with the American Legion. We accept the obligation freely to support and inspire our veterans and our citizens. Sergeant Major Beeson and I truly are honored to be here, especially amongst a group of people who so selflessly added to the history which we're simply caretakers to carry forward. Once again, thank you for this highest honor. And in closing, we pledge to steadfastly execute this noble task and relentlessly revalidate your faith and confidence in America's regiment. God bless America, the American Legion, and the United States Army. Old Guard, Army strong.
We are certainly proud of all our military, but we're especially proud of the Old Guard and their commitment. And on behalf of the American Legion, I'd like to give you your membership. I'd like to give you a diamond lapel pin. By the way, they have a post at the Old Guard, and I hope you wear this at the post meeting.
Yes, sir.
And then the National Commander's Coin of the 4 Pillars. I hope you have better understood it after being with these great American Legion family this week, and I hope you accept it with our heartfelt gratitude to both of you for your service to our nation and your continued service to your community. Thank you all. Let's give them a big round of applause.